With his adoptive mother dying in a care facility and her estate on the brink of being reclaimed, this weathered-up fighter decides to go back to the ring. However, things change when he meets his daughter, and he realizes that he is fighting for more than just survival. A barefooted woman exits her car and drops her son in an orphanage. Many years later, the adult son, Jack Boucher, is a bare-fist knucklehead fighter. He had earned the reputation as the Butcher, but he is now a decimated shell of his former self. Currently, he has just finished a match and is woken up by one of his friends. Sometimes Jack is paid to fix matches, but he fights with so much gusto that it's hard to tell that the match is fixed. Jack gets his money and drives to his shabby residence. Jack's body has seen better days, and he walks with a slump, with most of his body aching from years of punches and hits. As Jack reaches his house, someone can be seen watching him. It turns out that the owner of the local illegal fight club, Big Mama Sweet, has placed a bounty on John's head, as he owes her quite a hefty sum of money. John spends most of his time remembering his childhood memories. He had been adopted when he was older, and he and his adoptive mother became very close. Jack remembers how he was beaten up one day at school by bullies because his mother was a lesbian. Currently, Jack's adoptive mother is old and dying in a nursing home. Sometimes Jack visits her but feels bad when he finds that she isn't lucid enough to recognize him. This is why Jack spends a lot of time remembering the happier times, as guilt over being unable to help his adoptive mom eats at him. Jack needs to earn $30,000 to help save his adoptive mother's house, as he has fallen behind in back taxes. He has a plan to get the money, so Jack dresses up and goes to the casino. Luckily, he wins the $30,000, but as he is having a smoke outside, he is attacked by the guy watching him earlier. A fight ensues, during which Jack's fighting skills are portrayed. He holds his own despite being weathered up. After successfully eliminating the threat, Jack cashes out his chips and starts the drive home. He hopes to pay the $30,000 to the bank so that he can save the house. He also realizes that Big Mama Sweet is sending goons after him, so he is careful. On the way, Jack stops at a petrol station to refuel. He has some banter with the men he finds there, allowing a mechanic called Skelly to see him. Skelly immediately recognizes Jack from the bounty posters and calls Big Mama Sweet to say that he will be coming to collect the reward. Skelly then asks Jack for a ride, saying he would pay. However, he attacks Jack on the way by holding a blade near his neck, causing the car to go off the road into the cornfields. He also takes Jack's casino money, happy to enrich himself. Jack defends himself viciously and escapes, leaving his truck in the field. A while later, a carnival caravan pulls up and sees the truck. The carnivore owner, Annette, and the carnivore stripper walk toward the truck. They see an injured Skelly, and the carnivore owner mercies him, seeing that his injuries are fatal. Annette then spots the blooded envelope with Jack's winnings and takes it. They are careful not to be spotted by the other workers in the carnivore. The following day, Jack returns to his truck, but he doesn't find his money. Angry, he carries Skelly's body to Big Mama Sweet, calling her out for sending thugs after him. It's revealed that Jack had made Big Mama Sweet a lot of money when he was a great fighter. However, he is in debt with her, and she wants her money. Jack then starts groaning and clutching his head, since he is having terrible headaches. Big Mama Sweet gives him some illegal painkillers and then brands him with a $sign, saying that he must give her one more fight. If he fights, he might live, but if he doesn't, he will definitely die. As Jack passes out from the pain, he remembers how his adoptive mother told him to always stand up to the bullies. She had told him that there will always be people who are mean to others, and he has to defend himself if need be. Big Mama Sweet reminds Jack that he has a fight the following evening, and then tells him to take Skelly away. Jack leaves the house with a heavy heart, cursing the mess that Skelly has left him with. He then buries Skelly in the rain and goes back to his room. He goes on a rampage, remembering how he had punched his bully repeatedly. He destroys most of the items in the room as he suffers another mental breakdown. Meanwhile, Annette and the carnivore owner discuss the money, with each party being reluctant to claim it. One night, one of the carnivore workers sees Annette with the money and decides to steal it. The following day, Annette decides to go into town for a ride, and her employer gives her his car. The greedy carnivore guy sees Annette leaving. He follows Annette to a convenience store and attacks her, demanding the money. Fortunately, this is witnessed by Jack, who is sitting across the road. He intervenes and defends Annette. As the two depart, a woman approaches Jack as she remembers him as the popular fighter called the Butcher. Sadly, Jack cannot remember her well, but it appears that they had some fond memories. All this is heard by Annette in her employer's car. Once Jack leaves, Annette asks the woman about Jack, shocked when she sees him driving the truck they found in the cornfield earlier. Jack heads over to his adoptive mother, Marianne's house. He spends the better part of the day remembering every memory he shared with her and what a bad son he has become. Jack's greatest regret is being so focused on chasing the adrenaline in the fights and ignoring Marianne. As he exits the house, he finds Annette outside waiting for him. Annette says that she has questions, but Jack isn't interested in talking. He tries to drive away, but his truck's engine is dead. Annette taunts him that he needs a ride, and Jack has no option but to ride with her. The two go to Marianne's nursing home. Jack leaves Annette in the car and goes to see Marianne. He apologized for being a lousy son and letting her spend her last days here instead of at home. He then says that this might be the last time he sees her, since he doesn't know whether he will make it after the fight that evening. Jack feels that he has wasted his life and cannot even take Marianne back to the home she so graciously brought him up in. He thanks Marianne for being an amazing mother to him and then gives her a locket to hold on to should he not make it back. As he leaves the nursing home, Annette bombards him with questions again, but Jack isn't in the mood for answering. Annette thinks that Jack is her father, and she explains that the only things her mother had told her about her father was that he was a fighter and his name meant something. Jack tells her that even if he was her father or knew her mother, he wouldn't know it since his memory has been failing. He also points out that he is the worst person to be connected to. Annette asks Jack whether everything he had said inside to Marianne was true. Jack confirms that he had the money to save Marianne's house, but he lost it. He then tells Annette off as she is looking for something he cannot give her. Annette then tells him that her father or not, she was placed in this location to help him. She proceeds to mention that sometimes people are placed in other people's lives when needed, and in this case, she is here to save him. She then gives him the money, making Jack hug her and call her an angel. The two drive to the location where Big Mama Sweet is holding her illegal fight. Jack pays the debt he owes her, but then Big Mama Sweet starts taunting him. She wants Jack to fight a huge man, and she says that Jack the Butcher rumbles through the dark, chasing something, and maybe this is the fight that gives him what he craves. Jack goes back to Annette and starts making calculations, realizing that he could make far more money if he decides to fight. He believes that with a larger sum of money, he could save the house and get something left over for himself and Annette. Annette is against this idea, but Jack assures her that he will be fine since she is an angel. Jack enters the fighting ring, and while he has years of experience, he is no match for the muscular fighter. The two men throw some punches, but soon Jack is overpowered. He starts sustaining hit after hit. Some people ask Big Mama Sweet to stop the match, but she refuses, wanting it to be a fight to the death. After one hard hit to the head, the other fighter walks toward the ring and starts pulling a wooden plank to finish Jack. Jack has a hallucination where Marianne encourages him, saying that it's okay. This helps put Jack's heart at peace as he has been so worried about disappointing Marianne. Marianne warns him that the other fighter is coming and then asks to be taken home. This, coupled with Annette on the floor crying, gives Jack the energy boost he needs. He rises up and knocks dead the other fighter with one fatal head blow. The film ends as Jack and Annette sit on the veranda outside Marianne's house and look into the distance. Both have found peace with their former lives and are looking forward to what the future holds for them.